So there we go. That was a little synopsis of how it was for Ross and looking at his own self-care. And thank you for being so candid and yeah, just courageous and sharing the nitty-gritties.
You're welcome.
And yeah, so we're going to move right into the practice. I think unless there is anyone that wanted to say anything at this point, we will be doing a breakout room afterwards where we can share some, and we might go a little bit over time with the breakout room, but usually about 8 minutes or so at the end we'll try to save to share our experience. So Ross, are you good if I turn it over to you, and have you given the host controls over to Claire? Those are my two questions.
I was about to give them to you, so good thing you said that right at the right moment.
Good, good.
And done. It actually feels good to release that.
Awesome. Thanks for covering for that.
All right. So first off, want to send thank you to Shealagh for creating this opportunity to practice self-care. And thank you to each and every one of you for showing up tonight and giving yourself an opportunity to receive. And so just going to start by inviting you to hunker down into that comfortable spot that you've created for yourself, and invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable to close your eyes, then just pick a spot that is supportive as you have this experience. And during this time together, we're going to focus on nurturing inner connection. And so when we nurture those inner parts of ourselves, it creates a deeper connection with ourselves, as we experienced in that opening exercise, to have access to our core and our alignment. And when we deepen that connection with ourselves, it allows us to safely open up and nurture that connection with others. And when we feel safe with others, it allows us to open our connection and nurture our connection with the world. So it really is that inner manifestation that allows us to explore that ability to open up into the world around us. And so as we go through this journey together, I'm going to guide you through some places in your body, and I'm going to use some archetypal descriptions that help you with that process. And let's not get caught up on the words. They might not totally align with maybe what you're used to hearing, but just allow them to be a guide and a structure to support you during this experience. So taking a deep breath, loosening your jaw, and allowing the breath to flow into your belly. And just relaxing into this moment. We're going to start with the archetype of the wise woman, which represents wisdom, and the magician for the masculine, which represents the wise man and the thinker. As a structure to support you, for the wise woman, you can think of a mortar and pestle. And for the magician, you might find supportive the idea of having a wand. And for these two archetypes, the energy is focused around the head. So you can imagine becoming aware of the sides of your head, the back of your head, the top of your head. And we're aligning with the crown chakra and the third eye. We're just going to take a couple minutes to nurture an experience in this part of our body. Gently staying connected with your breath, bringing gratitude to your breath, as well as the supports that guided us through that part of this journey. And bringing your attention to the archetype of the lover. It's the same for the masculine and the feminine. For the feminine, it's the energy of eros. For the masculine, it's passion and intuition. And as a support to help you connect to this part of yourself, you might imagine a heart rock that you can either imagine holding it in your hand or put it in your pocket. And in the body, we're going to be focusing on the chest, so allowing yourself to feel the front of your chest, and also the same on your back. For the chakras, we're going to be focusing on the throat and the heart. And I invite you to feel the nurturing experience within you as you rest in this space for 2 minutes. Allowing your awareness to be supported with your breath, bringing gratitude to the archetype of the lover for supporting you through this part of your body. Now we'll welcome, for the feminine, the archetype of the mother, the energy of creation. For the masculine, the energy of the warrior. It's the place of energy and action. Supportive might be the nest or a baby in your arms for the feminine. For the masculine, imagining a sword in your hands. The experience of the mother and the warrior comes from our power center and our solar plexus and the womb space. And allowing you to create a nurturing experience as you stay connected to your breath. Again, bringing gratitude to the archetypes of the mother and also the warrior for bringing us a felt experience of what it means to be connected to this place in our body. Dropping down in our bodies, bringing in the energies of the archetypes of the queen, which represents power, the king, which brings order, perhaps imagining the support of a throne at your back, just holding you. In our bodies, we can connect with our hips and the sacral chakra and the root chakra. And again, I invite you to nurture connection with this part of your body. Once again, bringing gratitude to our breath, as well as gratitude to the archetypes of the queen and the king for nurturing our connection deep, deep in our body. Now shifting to a place of synergy, which is allowing yourself to bring energy back to all of the archetypes you've just experienced. And imagining an alignment starting at the top of your head, gently moving down through your body into each archetypal structure. And just bring a sense of integration and allow your whole body to experience what it is to have all of these archetypal supports aligned and alive in your body. And again, taking some time to feel that nurturing experience within you. So bringing gratitude to the experience. Allowing yourself to remember anything you need to remember from this experience. Feeling your feet on the floor. Wiggling your fingers, gently returning to the space. And allowing your eyes to open.
Welcome back. I have brought the queenliness with me. I like props, and so they work for me. Thank you, Ross. That was really particularly integrative for me.
You're welcome.
So we are nearing the end of our hour together, and so I will invite you to stay on in a breakout room together. Really, it's just enough of us that we can stay all in one room, but to share some of the experience if you so choose, or just even to network and chat with each other on a more social way. It's also welcome. I first will say that it's been a real pleasure tonight to have Ross here and to be with all of you. I can really feel your presence with the experience. I'll share that one thing for me was I saw myself first with the sword when we were in the warrior chakra, and I was guarding over a nest of robin's eggs. So that was my experience with that. And yeah, I guess I'll just open it up for just a moment if there is someone that wants to share anything particularly poignant for them before we end the recording and that part of our session. Is there anyone that wants to share something? Juliet? Yeah,
I've been busy in the day for the last couple of days, and so taking that time, I became ravagingly hungry. I was like, oh, my body's really hungry, and I've been sort of preoccupied. So I'm gonna go and have some nourishment food-wise after this.
I found myself like that every evening, like without really knowing why, like really, really hungry, really, but in an appropriate way, not like, give me those chips.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. It makes me feel like, a little normalized, actually.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, great, Juliet. And yeah, please feel free to drop off and nurture yourself, because that's exactly the whole purpose of us being here together, is to tune into that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I did want to say again about Ross's practice. Of course, he has very generously gifted. I believe it's something free. Can you tell us a bit about that, Ross, please?
So I've gifted two things. One is a free 45-minute discovery session, which I believe you'll be providing the link for.
Yeah.
And the other is 25% off of my 6-week self-guided program, which I offer online.
Okay. Awesome. Love it. Because I've done that program and it really helped me sink into some of the qualities that I need to draw on. And that was what I was really significant about what you did there, was being able to draw on some qualities within us when, when we need them, that we can, maybe we have only seen them in a potent way in another character, some character in a film or in those archetypes. And when we want to bring them in, we can now have a sense of where they might be sourced in the body, or maybe you found them in other areas. Um, so really that's the invitation, is to, in those moments when things are getting a little dicey, to come back to that awareness that those parts can be called on, and we can tune into that when needed. Yeah, so thanks again for being here. For those that want to drop off the call, and I'll ask the tech host, Claire Hewitt, who has been an incredible tech host for most of this entire series. Thank you, Claire Hewitt. She's amazing, and she has a lovely business called Creative Spark, Igniting the Creative Spark, which I love. I just absolutely adore it. And she's helped me come and birth this whole retreat. So thank you to Claire. Yeah. And yeah, so let's stop the recording there if we can. Yeah, I think I might have some sort of